are not coming with good intention. You're just trying to tear me down.
The father has to do what the father has to do. And now it's bring out his wallet and tap for me too.
This is where the organs are jamming themselves.
Don't carry before you marry.
Oh, my sister, I can't stop this, sis. Bam. That's an organ mentality right there. I was just watching myself. I said, look at this boy. So funny. What are you talking about? The only option is who? The Oga of London. Any other option counterfeit. So let them know. Subscribe. Hi guys, it's Clinton, the Oga of London here, and welcome to Trying to Be an Adult with Clinton, the Oga of London. Yes, guys, we're here. We're starting off a new talk series that is trying to be an adult because that is simply our reality right now. We're trying to be an adult. I'm not gonna lie to you, look, this whole talk series, I've been quite hesitant. I've been procrastinating actually getting it into mission, actually, sitting down, filming this, getting it out to you lot. And I know why. I was about to say, oh, I don't know why. The real answer is I know why. And why is because I just feel like I have this mentality that I don't see the point about talking about my problems, especially problems that nobody else can fix. So yeah, I just find it to be a pointless exercise. I'm like, what am I talking to somebody about? What am I talking to somebody about this for? You can't do anything for me. So yeah, what is really the point of talking about it? That mentality has caused me not for the need to talk about things when I'm going through them. I'm just like, okay, in my head, I'm like, okay, this is what we're facing right now. When God is ready, He's gonna move. Things are gonna move. So in the meantime, we just have to try and navigate this season until we get to the other side. But this talk series, like trying to be an adult, has been ringing in my mind for a bit, and the reason why and why I have finally gotten myself to make this happen is because I feel like I'm always telling people whenever I get the opportunity, like, because of course, like me and my friends, we're kind of all like in this same stage of life right now. We're trying to figure out life, literally. We're trying to figure out life. And I think that's borderline the definition of adulting. We're trying to figure out how to become adults, the kind of adults we want to be, and it comes with a lot. And I always tell like my friends, family, whenever we're discussing this thing of adults, like, bro, we're really going through a season right now, a testing one at that. And I feel like it's one that is navigated silently. I don't feel like it's one that I see, whether it be in television, whether it be spoken about. I don't feel like I've been prepared for this season. I just feel like it's a season that we are all thrown into. We don't have an option. We're thrown into the season where it's like, okay, that structure of going to school, because since we've been born, we've been going to school. Our whole lives have been catered around this structure of going to school. Then I just recall like being younger and looking at adults like, oh yeah, you lot are adults, you lot are working, that it just happens. But nobody ever necessarily spoke about the process of transitioning from this somewhat being a student into being an adult per se. And because of that, I'm always talking about, if I see something and I can do something to make that problem less, I'm going to do something about it. So if I feel like, right, it's not being spoken about enough, Clinton, you're going through it. So if you want to talk about it, you can talk about it. Talk about it. And that's why we're here. So we're here to talk about it. This thing called adulting. And I definitely feel like it's definitely a unique journey for everybody. But I'm confident that there are people that can maybe relate to the personal experiences I'm going through right now in this season of, trying to become an adult. That's really what it is. And honestly, as I keep saying this thing, trying to become an adult, what does it actually mean to be an adult? That is really the question that is ringing in my mind right now as I'm saying all these things. And I feel like in my head, or maybe what I have been conditioned to, receive as an adult per se, is somebody that can take care of themselves. I feel like that is what it means to be an adult. Yeah, somebody that can take care of themselves. And a lot of it has to do with finances. Yeah, to me, that's being an adult. I know some people will say, "Oh, yeah, adulthood is something that comes with age," and older ones. Yeah, of course, it naturally comes with age. Like when you finish uni, when you finish your studies. Okay, before we go far, because I'm about to get into something that I actually want to answer, and I feel like a question that I did note down when I was preparing for this first video, because this is going to be a series of videos, and I feel like with each video we're going to address, how different aspects of our lives are being affected by this season of trying to become an adult and the thought processes and the process of trying to navigate these aspects in this season of trying to become an adult. So this is just like an intro into this series. And yeah, because of that, we may be talking about a number of things. But yeah, this as the series progresses, we'll be talking about more specific topics and how adulting is the impact adulting is having on those aspects of life. But a question that comes to my mind is, when did I know that I'm now an adult or I should be an adult? And I feel like once I pronounce we're now graduates. Without further ado, I pronounce University of Niche, Medical Faculty, Class of 2025, hats on those caps. Graduate! I do not know how hard the reality was going to hit me that, oh, what's next? Now, those people that you used to look at like, rah, you lot are so, that's a whole nother life. I used to look at, when I was young, primary school, looking at these adults, I'm like, you lot are living a whole nother life. What is that? You lot are old. You lot are old. Now I am there. Now I am there. And it's like, okay, so what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? That's the big question. What are you doing? But yeah, I feel like that is definitely the moment where it hit me that, oh, Clinton, we need to try and become an adult now. We actually need to try and become an adult now. So how are we going to do that? And honestly, that is a big question. How are we going to do that? How are we going to become an adult? And for me, like I told you guys here, what I associate with being like a su- successful adult, in my opinion, is somebody that is able to take care of themselves. And I feel like I know how I want to do that for myself. You lot may have an idea based off, what I've been doing so far, and that is working in the entertainment world. But it's a journey. It's actually a journey. And I feel like another thing that may be stopping me from feeling like, rah, I'm a successful adult at the moment is, or a full fledged adult at the moment is, I feel like we associate this adulthood thing with, or we, you know, dreamed of this adulthood thing being a period in our life where it's like, oh, everything is together. We have the jobs, we have the flashy cars, the house, the relationships, like we're just swimming in money. You know, I feel like that is how I've looked at, oh, that's what happens when you become an adult. And because of that, I don't feel like I am necessarily a successful adult until I am in that season. But now that I'm living in this, phase of my life right now, having that mindset is not realistic. That is what I have come to understand. It is not realistic. Because like all these people that we've been looking up to as, oh yeah, these are adults. This is the kind of wavelength I need to be on when I become an adult. It was not overnight. That is just the reality. Like I don't know anybody that they turned in their final paper for university or they threw that graduation cap and the next day they've reached this peak success. I don't know. Do you lot know anybody like that? Me? No, no. Me? No, no, because it's just not realistic. It's really not. And we kind of like need to, you know, phase out that mentality and really start informing people that this life thing, it is a journey. And I feel like what we struggle to digest after this, period of being a student, going to school, is that everybody's journey after school is unique. Everybody's journey up on well, most people's journey, you know, through school has been kind of similar. There's been this, you know, strong similarity. Everybody's in primary, all you and your age mates, you're in primary school, all you and your age mates transition to secondary school. Majority of your age mates transition into university. Like there's been this structure. Everybody has kind of been on the same page on this. Like there is this primary focus that you and your age group have all been on. But once that final chapter closes, and that is university, you know, in school, depending on what you want to do next, everybody else, everybody's journey becomes unique to what they've been called to do. And I feel like we really need to start accepting that and also pushing it out there so that the way I feel, other people are not feeling, you know, when they come up to this period of life because, oh yeah, you're aware, after uni is a unique journey for everybody. Everybody's trying to figure it out. And that is okay. It is very much okay. As much as I'm saying this thing of like, oh, that is okay. Not every day do I feel that way. That is okay. There are days that I wake up and I am not happy. It's just as simple as that. I'm not happy with life. I am like, when are things gonna click? When are things gonna click? Like, what's going on here? And see, even as I'm talking about this, I kind of feel irritated by myself. I'm like, why am I talking about this? Because what are you lot doing? Like, what are you lot doing with this information for me? As I've told you lot this, what are you going to do for me? What are you actually going to do for me? See, that is the way I feel like I've been conditioned to think. And I don't know whether you lot can relate, but if you do, you know, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know. But yeah, I just feel like this whole adulting thing is a very unique journey afterwards. And I want to share it with you lot, or at least share where I'm at currently with you lot in this period of adulting. And I hope you lot can also feel the ability to share as well where you lot are at with adulting. And yeah, I feel like we need to create that space for people to really open up and share because they do say a problem shared. How do they say it? Is there a problem shared? Is a problem half solved? Something like that. I think they say something along those lines. So yeah, I would recommend let's try and do that, guys. Let's try and do that because I do feel like even when I do speak to like my friends, that a lot of us are going through this period of we're trying to figure out, okay, what is it we're doing? How are we going to get? And that's even another things that there are a number of us that we know what we want to do. The question is, how are we getting there? And it's not like before where it's like, okay, you need to go to primary school so you can go to secondary school. You need to go to secondary school so you can, UK here, you can go and do your A levels. You need to complete your A levels so that you can go on to uni. You understand? There was that linear structure, there was that order. Now it's like, okay, I want to become, you know, even like the things that you think are traditional concepts. Okay, I want to become a lawyer. What kind of lawyer am I going to become? That is a question that starts rigging your mind. What kind of lawyer am I going to become? Okay, where is it that I want to, start practicing, start furthering my law career? How am I going to get that? How am I going to get to that place? That's another thing. It's one thing for us to have these ideas. Okay, how is this idea going to become a reality? You know, these are the kind of things that, or kind of questions that start ringing in our head as we close this chapter of, school and move into this chapter of trying to become an adult. So yeah, it's just it's very much sorry, it's very much a lot. And I even do have friends that, you know, maybe they've had it easier in terms of like transitioning from school into a job. And they've had those experiences now in the job and now they start to think, okay, I've had this experience. Is this what I want to do the rest of my life? And if that's not the case, how do I pivot or where am I, moving next to? And when you do kind of like figure out, okay, where is it you want to move next to? How do I get there? I feel like these are the questions we're constantly battling, and I feel like we kind of just do it silently until, oh, the answer is here. Then it's like, okay, guys, see what I'm doing now. But there was a journey to get into that point, and I feel like that's what this series is here to encourage us to open up about, that journey of, you know, figuring things out, and also figuring something out and accepting that, do you know what, maybe there's more for me to figure out, and how am I going to figure out that next step? So yeah, I feel like, yeah, I don't know how I was going to explain it, but I feel like that is the best way to explain it. We're here to talk about this journey of figuring this thing out, of being an adult. That's what we're here to talk about. So I hope you lot will enjoy these conversations. Hope you lot will feel the ability to open up and share your own stories, your own thoughts about trying to become an adult. And yeah, I feel like that's the kind of space we're trying to carve out here with this series. And I hope we are able to do it. So yeah, enjoy, subscribe so that, of course, you know when the next video drops. Share with a friend that you feel could relate, or even somebody that you do not have the words to articulate how you're feeling towards them, and this video could help you articulate yourself better, or this video can serve as a medium for you to articulate yourself. Go ahead, share it with them. Share with your parents, because that's even a whole other thing. Like, these parents, do they understand? Do they actually understand what we're going through? They're just like, well, not everybody shall, but there are parents that I actually don't know what these parents think, because I actually don't care. But yeah, even like your parents, if you're struggling to articulate to them how it is you're feeling right now, in this season of trying to figure things out, and this could help you better explain to them, send it to them, share, 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 and share. This is what it means to be an Oga at the end of the day. You guys, I'm the Oga of London. For those of you that don't know, I run the city of London. And why I'm an Oga is because I'm just always trying to be the best version of myself. And everybody should try and be that. So you too, you should become an Oga if you're not yet an Oga. And for those of us that are already Ogas, congratulations. Keep being the Ogas that you've been called to be. Okay? But yeah, I feel like part of my responsibility in being an Oga is helping us being honest with ourselves. And I feel like part of the ways in which we can be the best version of ourselves for those of us that are going through this season right now is to probably open up and have conversations. And yeah, open up and have those conversations, guys. So that's what we're going to try and do here. Okay, guys. Yeah, this is just the intro, guys. Next, the next videos in this series should be more honed in on a specific topic that we'll be talking about, and how this whole adulting process, like, or what those aspects of life, how they're impacting our outlook on adulting per se, like finances. Like, what does it mean to be an adult financially? What does it mean to be be navigating this season with relationships? What does it mean to be navigating this season mentally? Like, we're going to touch on all these things with each video that comes out over the next few weeks. So we should be more, honed in on a specific topic. But yeah, this is just an intro. I didn't really write down too many notes to touch on. I just wanted to kind of like open up, be real, be raw, and yeah, hopefully start off this series on a great note. But yeah, guys, with that, I think this one guy's gonna be out. So for now, guys, bye, guys.
You people are not coming with good intention. You're just trying to tear me down. The father has to do what the father has to do, and now it's bring out wallet and tap for me too.
This is where the organs are jamming themselves.
Don't carry before you marry.
Oh, I'm trying something, sis. Bam. That's an Oga mentality right there. I was just watching, I saw myself. Look at this boy. So funny. What are you talking about? The only option is who? The Oga of London. Any other option counterfeit. So let them know. Subscribe.